Well, Montreal is looking to keep the party going all night long. Venues in a new all-night district will be able to serve alcohol 24 hours a day, potentially starting as soon as this fall. And while the aim is to make the city's nightlife scene more exciting, some residents and business owners wonder if Montreal is prepared. Joining us with more is Mark Milan. He's the former night mayor of Amsterdam. Welcome to Your Morning.
Hi there, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm curious to know how this plan's going to work. Berlin and Tokyo have all-night districts already, but there is a concern in Montreal about what effect the same kind of district could have on things like crime or nuisance behavior. How do you roll out these kinds of districts, these all-night districts, while preventing those becoming potential problems?
Yeah, for sure. In my work as a night mayor of Amsterdam and also as a consultant around the world, helping with cities with 24-hour districts, it's very important to know that many youngsters nowadays are searching for diversification of the nightlife offering. And also steering away from only nightlife that is surrounded around drinking culture. Secondly, I think it's very important to also focus on nightlife that is really focused on cultural activity. You can often see that when people are going for a show or theater performance or a concert, they won't be crawling down the street at the end of the night. So it's that's for us, it's a very important sign. Okay. In Amsterdam, that has worked really well. Please go ahead.
So would it then be a focus on things like theater and music performances? Like what would be going into this all-night district? Is it mainly bars? What kind of clubs would be running?
Yeah, so diversification of the offering means that there's like something to do, like more content-driven nightlife. We always focus on cultural relevant nightlife. I think that's a really important. That's also the case we could make when we introduced these 24-hour licenses, also in the city of Amsterdam. That was the case we could make to the city. Also, when the venue is open, the patrons don't all have to leave all at the same time. And you have to understand that many nightlife policies are quite archaic. They have been created decades ago. And you see that there's a global movement of cities that are introducing night mayors, as myself, and also improving their nighttime governance and policies to counterbalance that traditional nightlife behavior of patrons.
Let's look at the economic value. In 2022, the value of Montreal's nightlife was estimated at around $2 billion, just over. What does Montreal stand to potentially gain with a 24-hour, all-night district?
So the biggest potential gain, the biggest potential gain is definitely in that the city becomes more attractive for the creative economy. It drives the influx of young creators that want to live in the city. Of course, also tourism and nighttime activity. So here you see we have seen a huge increase in Amsterdam as well in these other cities. It's always difficult to quantify this in hard numbers. Because this nightlife district will be, and I think it's a really good approach that it's just one district. It's not like a blanket license for the whole city. It's just a very district where people that have a certain need that want to go out and maybe have a longer night. Longer nights also means better programming because you have more ability to put more shows on or music performances, other performances. So it's really, it's really important that there's like a good mix of facilities and also that harm reduction policies are in place as well.
I'm glad you brought up Amsterdam because, obviously maybe you did too good a job as the night mayor there because that city is now promoting for tourists to not come to their night district. They want to keep people out of the city, specifically who come for an all-night experience, to get rid of stag parties. They don't want binge drinking in the city anymore. How can Montreal prevent those kinds of tourists and not get themselves in the same situation?
Yeah, no, I think there's a big difference between Amsterdam and Montreal. I think the reputation of Amsterdam is probably over 100 years old. I think there's three things you have to look at when it comes to the nighttime economy. You have the nighttime economy. That is the nightlife that surrounds all the bars, restaurants, and all the people that also work at night. You have your nightlife. This is more, I think, the traditional nightlife that you're referring to. And then you have nightlife culture. So these are three distinctions. What has happened in Amsterdam is that they want to focus more on quality tourism because we have a very big downtown core. And we have the issue, we have 20 million tourists coming to Amsterdam every year. So in the downtown core, we are looking into what kind of policies we can introduce. Like we have square hosts, or some people call them also angel hosts. So people that patrol the streets every Friday and Saturday night, that guide people to the district, that makes sure that they can find their way, and also make sure that everybody behaves. They are like, they stand in between the police and the nightlife operators and the people that go out at night. And there's some really interesting smart policies that have really helped Amsterdam in organizing the night in a better way.
Mayor Milan, if you're going to pick one city in Canada that can do party 24/7, Montreal is the right choice. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.